And welcome back to Common Man's Corner. My name is Wayne,
I'm Brian.
and we've had a little bit of a break here since the last show. A couple months. Lots been going on. We rebuilt the studio some here, so we'll be able to do better recordings, hopefully, for that, got the sound better. And overall, this is all work in progress, but hey, it's Common Men trying to do something. I think to get back into the roll of things here, we should maybe start with kind of a simple topic here that hits everybody the same, and that is stupid. Now it's kind of broad, I realize, with that term, but I guess we're going to go with Stupid of the World Part 1. I'm sure every one of us know enough people around or enough things that are happening that we could just fill endless shows with stupid, but every once in a while we're going to throw a stupid part whatever in, and it'll be like an ongoing series and stuff. One of the first things I want to bring up here, because we were watching a show here just a little while ago, me and Brian, while we were looking around waiting to come on and do some recording, and I got tagged in this here video someone thought was great. It was running with the bulls. Now, all I got to say is this is a prime example of why Darwin's Law should be in effect. I mean, really? You're going to take on anywhere between a 1,200 and 2,000 pound creature that's built to run, built with wicked muscle, horn,
Yep.
4 legs as opposed to your 2 little legs, etc. And somehow it's fun, it's interesting, it's great, it's fucking stupid.
It is retarded. Like, watching that bull flip over like that one car flipping around like it was a toy. Why would you want to be in the same arena with that thing? Like,
Don't get me wrong, the car was gutted, it had no motor into it, and tires were off, right? It was just sitting there. Kind of as a way to persuade the bull not to go that way, I guess. And they have them tied to these long tethers
yeah.
that I'm sure just makes it awful fucking happy to be
Sure
around.
what that's for.
Less so that if it gets too out of hand, a group of people can pull it or reconvince it to maybe run back your way because you hadn't had enough attention yet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you have to go through life with and really wanting, what didn't give you the attention growing up that you want to take on the attention of a fucking bull. But there comes a time. I mean, really, there comes a time when you have to ask yourself, where the hell did I go wrong? Where did the brain synapses, stop firing in the right order here?
Yeah.
There were old people that couldn't get out of their own fucking way.
Yeah.
Getting tossed around by this bull, and everyone's like, oh, it's such a shame. You went to play with a bull.
Like, what were you thinking was going to happen here?
Did you really think you were going to play with it? No, stop. And the bull can say, okay.
Yeah.
This is not like it's a fucking game of Mighty Mouse here or Tom and Jerry and stuff like that where they, oh, stop! And the bull stops and says, what?
Yeah.
Snorts, little smoke comes out his nose, and then all of a sudden, you hit it with this fucking giant anvil and you win.
Yeah.
It's going to fuck you up. And it's clear in the video it did.
Yeah.
Some of these guys getting tossed around. One guy took like a 50-foot ride or something like that. Like
Through his belt.
He was hooked through his belt and bounced them all around. And I was like, oh no, not oh. Oh, it's almost a yay because maybe that pull thing's tight enough that he just can't reproduce anymore. Pass that shit on.
Yeah, we don't need any more of his type around.
Well, I just don't know. Like, I can't understand why one would want to take on a bull like that. I mean, most people I know that work farms and stuff like that, when the bull starts getting that pissy, they usually head for an other side of cover and say the fuck away from it and convince it to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Not kick their ass. These guys, well, I'm protected because there's all kinds of guys with ropes on the other end of it. Well, that's great and dandy if they like you enough to keep it off you. But seeing as this one bull, let me see here, what was else to do? It ran into a brick wall or a stone-made wall.
Yes, I
Now,
guess.
this wall was pretty solidly built. I mean, it looks like it probably stood there since before World War II when the fucking tanks went down through that area and gunfire and bombs, and this thing stayed standing. This bull ran into that and took it down like it was
right out of it.
like faking paper mache or something.
Yeah.
So I really don't get this. What else have I heard about it that was so horrible? Oh, this one here. This one here is going to stir it up, I'm sure. But I got to bring it up. 2 ladies, while pregnant, decided to go running with the bulls.
Oh, yes.
Due to injuries sustained, they miscarried. They lost their babies. They lost their children. Though this is a sad scenario, I mean, I don't really wish anybody to lose their children and go through, the mortality of an unborn child or whatever else. I mean, like, that's just whatever. That's another topic we can get into in a little bit with abortion and whatever else. But on the off chance that these children would have grew up and continued to pass on the stupid gene, maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I don't wish someone to miscarry or to lose their child during pregnancy.
Darwin again.
But, you know, there is a point here with Darwin is the fact that just some things should not be passed on in genes. And if you're that damn stupid to, while pregnant, to willfully, now I say willfully, it's one thing if you happen to be, you know, you're flying somewhere and your fucking plane crashes and you're in a field and the bull decides to rampage against you and, you know, that's a calamity of fucking events that's beyond your control. Right? Unless you could like be a mind reader or see the future or something. But to purposely and willfully go stand in front of a fucking bull.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sort of like being pregnant and saying, I'm going to walk out into oncoming traffic and see who's going to bounce worse, me or that fucking car.
Play chicken, yeah.
And then lose the baby, and somehow, miraculously, it's everybody's fault in the world, or it's the world's fault, or it's God's fault, or it's whatever's fault, that my baby's gone. No, you stupid twat, it is your fault.
Yeah.
Okay? In the end, it is your fault the child's gone because you willfully did something totally stupid.
You'd think
Like,
there'd be
it was redundant.
I think there'd be some sort of child endangerment in there somewhere.
Something.
You'd figure.
But you gotta be kind of careful with that child endangerment thing because then it's a woman's right to abort or whatever else, right? So, but in the end, we call it Darwin's Law or Darwin's Rule and stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly how it would pertain into that, but the fact is, if she's not passing on her genes, doing that stuff that's stupid, maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing. Just maybe.
You ever watch a movie called Idiocracy?
Yes.
Yeah.
How the stupid will inherit the earth.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, watch it.
You
It's
should
one of those.
watch it.
It's a dumb comedy. It's a stupid comedy.
Dumb comedy.
But there are good points to
good
it.
Story, yeah. It's
The concept behind it, for a quick version, is the stupid outweigh the smart by breeding because they have nothing else to do but fuck, fight, or hold the light kind of deal. And all the smart people are holding off, and there's accidents, or there's not quite right, or they're not financially set, and they're not passing on the genes, but yet the dumb people are reproducing at a rate of like 20 to 1 kind of deal, and then eventually the stupid inherit the earth.
Yeah.
We're almost better off in this day and age, which is another point I find interesting, but we'll get into it. We're almost better off this day and age than the dead inheriting the earth.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, they did a study on this here. I think McLean's released it for that. But there's actually been a study, and they believe that this is the first generation ever that has willfully, as a whole, willfully wanted an apocalyptic level incident to happen during their time period.
I think I've seen something like that too somewhere.
Now, don't get me wrong, every generation needs a cause. I don't know. Pick it so that maybe it's higher education, maybe it's less prejudice in the world. Maybe we can go for the cause of getting rid of all fucking religion, you know, or or the necessity of money, like Brian talked about in the first couple of shows there a lot, or just a fucking apocalypse. Yeah. We didn't learn from our grandfathers fighting in the fucking wars and the shit that they went through. They weren't dealing with like fucking the dead rising and trying to eat our fucking children.
Yeah.
But anyway, that just, once again, it goes on to the topic of stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can prep for bad things happening. Now, a lot of people say stupid is, and like preppers, a lot of people say that they're eco-terrorists or they're local, or all kinds of things. Everyone I know that's a prepper or has talked about prepping has been called everything under the sun. Why bother? Well, I myself have done a fair amount of prepping. But where we grew up, it wasn't called prepping, it was called living because we were poor.
Yeah.
Right? You didn't learn to pickle and jam things because, you were prepping for the eventual apocalypse of the zombies or the fucking fall of money or the super plague or whatever else, like in The Stand.
Yeah.
You literally simply did this here so that come wintertime, if money got tight and you had to put a little extra in the oil barrel, you had enough to feed everybody.
That's right, yeah, exactly.
But, they say they're stupid. Well, I happen to believe that if you don't have more than 3 days of sustainable living within your living dwelling, be it an apartment, your house, your trailer, your fucking back of your truck, if that's what you're living out of right now, barring the fact that you are homeless and can't have a place and or get enough to survive on, if you don't have more than 3 days worth of food, which is what they say the average family or person does right now, I think you're fucking stupid. Right? I don't mean it's all the bells and whistles. I mean, you don't need to have 12 liters of milk on hand at all times and 32 cases of beer, even though we all love it.
But you can still feed you and your family.
Right, you gotta be able to have basic
and
food, medicines, water, etc., or be able to deal with this stuff and know how to do it. They say that if, in the event of a catastrophe, right, you're only 3 days away from the supermarkets being empty. Now, a catastrophe can range from a lot of things. Severe weather and flooding, power grid shutdown or loss, internet loss. Yes, the internet loss would shut down everything that we have in our fucking known world right now.
shut down a lot.
Because stores all send stuff through internet,
Banks.
banks are all through internet, shipping and tracking all stuff all through internet. You know, so if this stuff isn't there, nothing's moving.
Mm.
And the big thing nothing's moving for is because no one's moving shit all on the promise of getting paid later. So I think you're stupid if you don't have, at least the ability to survive for you and your family or whatever else for more than 3 days, a good week or two. But that's just a matter of opinion.
And then there's a big chunk of Canadians that don't have any savings, or you say you should have 3 months worth of savings or 3 months worth of living banked in your bank as well.
Well, as a common person living, that just isn't going to fucking happen because
nobody has that.
yeah, as a rule, you ain't gonna get 3 months worth of nothing ahead of you,
No.
financial wise, because fuck's sakes, as soon as they announce that they're gonna do a pay increase, say of minimum wage, all the stores and all the big companies run out and up their everything for costs. Be it food, be it gas, power, phone, everything. They all go up because they wanna make sure they get that chunk of that dollar before anybody else does. What they don't realize is with everybody upping it, the person that's getting that $1 an hour raise, we'll say, for minimum wage, is now paying out $1.50 extra.
Yeah.
For everything.
Yeah.
They're losing still. You're causing part of the problem. That's just big corporation. You can't fight City Hall. Well, I say fuck if you can't fi't City Hall like that, burn it down and start with another one.
Start another one, yeah.
But yeah.
It's a man-made problem. It could be a man-made fix.
Yeah, man cure to a man problem.
Right.
So yeah, running with the Bulls. You're dumb as a stump. What else have I seen in the last, just in the last couple days that really just kind of sets me off as stupid? Public chatting. I think it's wonderful. Public socialization. You go out to the mall, you go to the grocery store, you go to wherever else, you're walking down the aisle, you see the person you haven't talked to in 6 months or 6 hours or 6 days or whatever it is. I really don't care. And you want to sit and have to shoot the shit. Just sit there and chew the fat and talk. Have fun. Be observant enough of your surroundings to realize you're not in your fucking living room.
Yeah.
As Brian said, you're in the fucking way. Watch what's going on, and if someone's coming along, move the fuck out of the way. You're not so self-entitled that you can just sit there and whoever's working, and this is where the big problem is, right? Oh, he's just stocking shelves, he can fucking wait for me. What makes you so fucking high and mighty on your horse of royalty that you can just sit there and ruin somebody else's work?
Yeah.
Because understand something, that young guy or a woman or older guy or whoever the fuck it happens to be has a job to do. Most likely they have a certain amount of work to get done by the end of their shift. If they don't get it done, they're going to get spoken to, written up, or in trouble of some kind. All because of you and your self-entitled, I'm not fucking moving because I'm special to somebody in the world somewhere, at least to myself I am, attitude. You don't have that right. Yes, you have the privilege living in the first world country that we do to do said action. And there's technically nothing can be really done against you because you get to hide behind all these new stupid laws where stupid people sometimes should be smacked.
Yeah.
But they're not allowed to be, which I understand because you'd have anarchy.
Yeah.
But
Be so many smackings.
just get the fuck out of the way. Pay attention to what's going on you. If you're facing one way and your friend's facing the other way.
Is when somebody ahead of you is just walk along down the aisle, and then they just dead stop. I hate that.
Well, I can understand dead stopping because I'm walking along and I now want to
I'm right behind you.
look at column A and column B and
Dead stop.
compare it, right? It's not like I'm going to put a fucking beeper on my shopping cart. But understand something. Don't stop dead center of the aisle blocking everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Stay kind of close to your side so that all of a sudden I can pull up my shopping cart this fucking sudden swerve out around you as opposed to running into your heels and then having you get bitchy and deserve us another smack for it.
Well, maybe you should just get right into the heels anyway. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go for that far level. But hey, you know what? The big thing is if I'm standing facing north and you're standing facing south, Brian, and we're chatting back and forth blocking the whole aisle, I can see what's coming from the north. I'm facing that way. If someone's coming, I should at least have the fucking brains to say, okay, let's move out of the way so this person can carry on with their life. Because at no point in time am I so fucking special I get to stop anybody from doing their job. I don't care if they are just a teenage kid working a part-time job stocking shelves, a vendor trying to get to the job to get things done. Because let me get you something straight here to this whole thing, well, it's only a vendor, they're getting fucking paid, da da da. Most of them work for themselves. And at the end of the day, they get to go to fuck home and the job is done, not at a set time. So if you screw them out of fucking 5-10 minutes each stop, and they get 20 stops that day, they're losing a fucking hour of their life, or 2 hours of their life, or whatever. I'm just using those for rough numbers here. That's just numbers. That's just time they're not getting home with their wife and their kids, or their husband and their children, or their dog, or their internet, or their friends, or whatever they had planned. And frankly, you just don't have that fucking right to take away somebody else's life because you think you're that special. It's stupid. It's ignorant. And frankly, I think you need a kick in the ass for it.
Or like when you're driving down a dirt road, and there's two people, one going one way and one going the other, and they're just sitting there in the middle of the road chatting.
It's not like you can't
You gotta
miss.
sit there and wait.
Yeah, it's like
get the fuck out of my way, guys. Like, come on.
it's not like they can't miss a great big fucking vehicle moving toward them,
Right.
hurtling at them at anywhere between 30 and 100 kilometers an hour, and like, Jesus, what is that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm driving a contraption, a similar thing.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck it is? Get the hell out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Pull into someone's fucking driveway. Pull into a parking lot. Get the fuck out and park behind each other and talk. I don't
Exactly.
care.
Like, don't
Go
go
home and use
both
this wonderful
sides
thing
of the
called a
road,
telephone.
like-
But you don't have the right to block traffic, to shoot the shit to
Yeah,
each other.
exactly.
And then even worse, when you do pull up behind them and you finally stop and you're thinking, okay, they're going to move out of the way because there's no way they're going to be that much of an asshole. Yet, here it is,
Here I am,
asshole shining
still waiting,
through.
Still waiting.
And you beat the horn. And then they're looking at you as if it's like
you're the one doing something wrong.
get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just wish you were really driving that old
Been
shit
there.
beater and you don't really care and just want to plow right between a pair of them, ruining
Yeah.
everything and say,
Yeah.
yeah, fuckers! But anyway,
I've been there.
there's a certain amount of stupid involved. Most of it comes from self-ignorance. Self-ignorance, in my case, pertaining to self-entitlement, self-righteousness, or a sense of self that's so overpowering that you are more important than anything else going on around you that you can ignore everything. Because there's really no way you can ignore a 260-pound fucking guy standing there with a great big cartload or armload of stuff
Coming at you.
or coming up behind you while you're sitting there shooting shit and you're looking around like, trust me, I'm a pretty big fucking guy. You're not going to miss me looking at me. Yet, on a regular basis, they'll look right through you like you don't exist.
And you probably hear me coming.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, big guys like me, we kind of, hell, our air displacement alone got to be enough for most people to hear. Like, I mean, let's face it. There's no denying it. I'm not a small man here. So, that's where it comes down to on stupid. What else did I hear that's really stupid lately? There's a law I just heard they're trying to push again. They've tried pushing it like 7 or 8 times here in Canada. It's an angler's law, and it's about the at no point in time can anybody kill any animal in any form that could be considered a cruel or unsafe, uncomfortable. As if there's a fucking way to kill anything comfortably. Way. It doesn't specifically say what would constitute that or not. So if you're a fisherman and you want to hook a worm to go fishing, well, that's pretty cruel to the fucking worm you're shoving a hook through. You're going to jail, fucker. Well, actually, no, you're not just going to jail. It could be up to a $10,000 fine
Jeez.
and 5 years in jail. If you want to go fucking fishing to catch a few fish to eat it,
And they don't give any definitions
Nope.
of in what scenarios it should be used.
nope, none. So if you happen to go fishing and you hook a fish and decide that you want to eat it, so you cut the head off, cut it open, rip the guts out, fill it all up, throw it in the frying pan, go and eat a little fresh fish that night for you and the kiddos while you're camping, you could face up to $10,000 and 5 years in jail. Because you went fucking fishing. My question is, how do you kill any animal then?
Yeah.
What is considered a non-cruel way to somebody, or at least one person in the world, to kill anything? By definition, though, what happens if you're a vegetarian or you're a vegan that doesn't think any animal should die ever? For any reason.
Right. Yeah.
That means you could never ever...
That person could just go around and start just
What?
accusing everybody.
And they actually, by this here law, it can be brought forth not just by law enforcement, but by other civilian or just common people. So, if I happen to know that you run a small farm and you kill your own chickens, I think that's cruel. You can't kill your chickens anymore. Or you can't hunt deer. Or you can't go fishing. Or lobster fishermen, you're all out of fucking business, by the way, because it's not just if you were the one that kills the animal, if you're there and ate it and part of the process of it. So you're a fisherman stealing an animal from its rightful environment, and therefore many of them are going to die because of it. you're facing up to $10,000 fines. Come on now, I mean, let's just get fucking realistic here. Canada's getting really bad with, I don't know about the States, but Canada's getting really bad with leaving these open-end laws.
Yeah.
Not properly defined, not properly worded to define it down, because they want to leave it generic so they can catch the bad guys that are getting away on technicalities. In reality, to me, it means nothing more than a police fucking state that gives the ability to have the wording in the favor of the law that they can simply catch anybody for anything they want, for any purpose in time that they feel like, and there ain't a fucking thing you guys can do about it.
And then justify it later.
Right, so they ain't gonna justify it then, they can just do it later. Like, arrest you now. Did you ever go hunting? Yup, oh fuck, we got you now.
Yeah.
Cruelty to animals.
Exactly.
Why? Even if you shoot the animal and it dies, even if death is immediate, if it can be construed as a cruel death, what the fuck would not be a cruel death? Wait for the thing to die of old age and hopefully it dies on your fucking dinner plate or in your backyard so you can gut it and eat it? I mean, you can't shoot it, you can't knife it, you can't zap it, you can't euthanize it, you can't... Although, yeah, you can pay someone to euthanize something, that's not considered cruel.
I wonder what they brought it in response to. What was it?
Most of it's brought in response to the bleeding heart animal rights people who don't believe people should go hunting anymore. Everyone should play nice and never kill an animal and go to the supermarkets and buy the food.
Yeah.
Right, buy the food there where it's made and no animal gets harmed.
Yeah.
Here's a reality check for you shitheads. If you actually think this, just go on the internet. It's all there. Stop looking at fucking fuzzy happy kittens and that, titty shot in the corner. And look it up, guys. Really. Every animal any meat product that you eat, unless it's tofu, I'm not even sure how they come up with that half the time. But anyway, in all seriousness, something had to die for it. This is why it's called an omnivore. We are part of that food chain. A lot of animals are. In case you don't realize what that is, because it's some big words. It's where you eat both meat and vegetable product, or vegetation product. And you can get by on both or either for different time periods of time, or different lengths of time. But the key thing is something is going to die in order to be consumed. Whether it's plant life, whether it's animal life, whether it's whatever else. It is the way nature is. I'm not saying this, and by all means, I'm not saying you can cruelly fucking slaughter animals in the most heinous ways you can find, but it's okay as long as you eat them. I'm not saying that crap at all. What I'm saying is, as long as the intent is to make it a quick, clean death, it's for a good reason, such as consumption, not just for the thrill of it and the hunt of it, then by all means, fuck off. That's a stupid law. These open-end laws that are designed to catch all. And they'll tell you, they'll come out and say, well, no, the intention, Brian, is not so that we can catch you for anything. It's for very specific reasons.
Well, then put those
specific reasons
in there.
There's only one reason why you leave it open-ended. It's because you want to use it for a broader base than what you know you'll get no support for.
Yeah.
Well, if you know the population isn't going to support you for it, fuck off. It's stupid. Talk about more laws. We mentioned earlier about the running with the bulls, and those people lost their babies and stuff like that. And whether you're pro-life or pro-choice or pro-whatever else, they have the choice to go play with the bulls or not anything else. And you know what? That's great. They're stupid, I think. And I'm not really trying to knock on their traditions about showing that you're brave or you're this or you're that or the thrill-seeking of playing with a bull. I just think it's stupid to play with a bull. It's not good for the animal. It's cruel to the animal.
Yeah.
It's not good for the people involved unless you're one of the ones watching it on a video like we are, somewhere safe, totally away from anyone that can get hurt with a bull. But it's still not good for the bull. But anyway, it goes on to about, if you said maybe pass a law that it's endangerment to the baby or whatever else. Well, in that case, you can't play any sports anymore. You can't drive anymore because there's a chance of being in car accidents or sporting accidents or listen, we don't all live in a bubble, so I understand that. Excuse me. But the new law that they're also trying to push here in Canada, it's a new law. They've been fighting for a while for it on assault against pregnant women. If a woman is pregnant and there's an assault against her causing her to die, obviously the fetus dies, unless it's far enough along and they can rescue the baby, etc. The fetus will die. They no longer want it where you're charged with murder. They want it or manslaughter or assault causing harm. They want it 2 counts automatically if the woman's pregnant. And once again, they're leaving the law pretty broad open as to what constitutes pregnant and viable for this. So it doesn't say if you're 8 months pregnant. Well, if you're 8 months and the child could survive outside of the womb on its own, you know what I mean, with some assistance, whatever else, that's fine. But if you're like 6, 7 weeks along,
Yeah.
there's no sex determined, you can't tell it looks like anything more than a ball that's slightly developing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's no chance for it to survive, whatever else. It's not a person. At least that's my opinion. And you know what? There's going to be a whole shit show about abortion, and we can get into that one later on.
Well, I can.
But how do you? At what point in time do you make the cutoff that it's chargeable? Are we talking 6 weeks? Are we talking 6 days? Are we talking 6 minutes?
You should make it match whatever the abortion laws are. The abortion law says you can't abort at this date. Well, that would be it. It's already been determined what the date. Would
After
be.
that date, then it'd be fine.
After that'd be murder.
The new law isn't calling for that though. Of course, they're calling for if she's pregnant, she's pregnant.
Yeah, no, that's
Right? I think
too easy. Like,
too broad.
Yeah.
If that's the case, what happened? Some woman of any kind decided to go a little bareback one night, is on the way to the pharmacist to get the morning after pill,
Oh, yeah.
and gets hit by a car. Is a vehicle manslaughter of 2 people if she dies? Because she decided to go for a little boom boom the night before and didn't wear protection.
Yeah.
If that's the case,
Should be outlined specifically what the date would be. It should be.
Well, yeah. It gets down there, and like.
It's too ambiguous.
Well, if any time, at any point in time, if it kills potential for life, it's murder. If that's the case, is every single hand job murder now?
Yeah.
Or blowjob? Or, come on now. You start getting too in depth here. Here's an idea. Stay the fuck out of people's personal lives on that. If the child, I'm good with the idea that if the child can survive outside of the womb on its own, like at 8 months and with preemie and stuff like that, right? No problem. If it can't before that, it's not. You've killed one person and one level that could be a person someday but isn't as of yet, and therefore it's not murder. It's a horrible act, yes, but I'm just saying be careful with how you're wording these laws and what you're asking for. You might just get it. And like I said, it's only a step between murder being, well, you hurt somebody that caused them to lose their baby, to you hurt someone that caused them to lose someone that was trying to get pregnant or might have the night before, to, well, Jesus, that woman gave a blowjob and now, she just committed murder because she didn't use it to get pregnant, or. And I say that term loosely because, you get same-sex relationships and whatever else. I'm not going to get into all that at this point in time. The point was to bring up, it's a slippery slope and you're going to walk down them. And that's why these laws are, I think many of them are stupid. Not for the intent behind them. It's for the lack of openness of the intent that's really behind them, or what it can be used for.
Clarity.
With their piss poor ruling or wording. So yeah, stupid gets pretty bad here. Mostly stupid in this world, I find, either comes from a willful act of ignorance, I simply don't care, or I don't want to know any better, so I don't, or it comes from self-entitlement, like I said earlier, and I just don't give a damn. It's what I want at the moment, fuck you guys. Both these things, though we are all guilty of it, we should consciously try to at least control it to a degree of, fuck you, I'm more important than everybody else in the world around me at this exact moment, and that's where stupid comes from. Example being blocking lanes, blocking roadways, getting in people's way and not giving a damn, cutting them off.
I think it's a lack of responsibility. I think a lot of our society is a lack of responsibility because we've had so much of our responsibility taken away from us that we don't have to think for ourselves anymore. Insurance is an example of one. Once you have insurance in your car, you don't really have to pay attention to how good you're driving. You're just going to drive, and if something happens, something happens.
The biggest consequence will either be negligence causing manslaughter if it goes that extreme.
Right. I've driven without insurance, and I'm probably the safest fucking driver on the road when I'm doing that because I'm well aware of everything I'm doing because I don't want to get in an accident. But I know that every other person I'm passing who's got insurance, they're oblivious. They're probably somewhere a million miles away not paying attention to what's going on in front of them. And it's like that for everything. Like, we're not very responsible for our actions because our responsibility has been taken from us. Laws, the more laws we have, all the law is just taking away your responsibility to do the right thing yourself without somebody having to tell you. Like, you don't need all those laws to not do bad things. But as soon as they're introduced, you don't have to think about things anymore. It's like, should I do this or shouldn't I do it? Well, there's no law that says I can't do it. I'm just going to do it, right? Or sorry, the other way around. There's a law for it. That means I can't do it. it means somebody took that thought process out of my head. I don't have to wonder if I should do it or not. Somebody told me. And now I run my whole life that way. I'm just going to do whatever I'm told. If there's a law that says I can't do it, I won't do it. I don't have to think for myself anymore.
Not my responsibility.
Not my responsibility. That's kind of how I feel things go.
Well, since we're on the topic
Why
of
we have stupid people.
and laws, let's throw one out here. I have a question, and I've asked this before, and a lot of times I get asked if I'm looking to start shit. Well, it's a common sense question. If you can't answer it with a common sense answer, it tells you something, most likely that you're fucking stupid with it, or it's a stupid situation to be in. And that is, you arrest somebody. The law enforcement of the area arrests somebody, and when it gets to court, the only charge brought against the person is resisting arrest. How the fuck? You have to have a reason to arrest somebody. If you don't have a reason to arrest somebody, which means you don't have it if you're not charging them with something,
That's right.
then how the fuck is the law being broken of resisting arrest? At that point in time, it's really not arrest, it's unlawful detainment.
Yeah.
Which, if you're not a fucking law enforcement with a badge and a gun, working for the thugs of the government, then in reality what it is called kidnapping!
Yeah. No, I agree. I had the cops call on me one night. They arrested me. Did not tell me what I was being arrested for. Put me in the drunk tank. And the next morning, didn't tell me why I was put in there. Like, I was just come in. Are you Brian Titus? Yes. You're under arrest. I was put into jail. The next morning they said no charges. We're gonna let you go. It's like,
You just took away 12
What?
hours of my life
like
for nothing.
What? You arrested me for nothing? Is that what I just understood? Like, literally, you arrested me for nothing. I'm here for nothing. You can't even tell me why I'm here. I mean,
But if you raise a
What?
stink,
like,
then the next charge brought against you is going to be resisting arrest.
yeah. It's like, how do they get away with that? Like, how come nobody can get in trouble? Why isn't there some sort of repercussion there?
Well, honestly, I mean, I don't know the whole ins and outs of the laws, because they're really worded that way to make sure common people don't have the ins and outs of the laws. But if I was a judge, I can honestly say, if you showed up as a cop, and I would insist on the cop that's bringing the charges against said person has to be there for all of it, even though it's most times, it's lawyers and stuff. But anyway, if you show up into my courtroom and said this person was arrested, and the only charges we're laying against him is resisting arrest, my real question would be is, did you charge him with anything? No. Then he wasn't resisting arrest, he was resisting unlawful detainment, in which case, fuck you. Get the hell out. You, back to depot, you gotta relearn your rules again.
Yeah. Right?
Right? I mean, honestly, how the hell do you land in court and the only charge against you is resisting arrest?
Yeah.
Is it resisting arrest if it's unlawful? I mean, I don't understand how that can be.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, I don't understand how the stupid people in the world can come out and say, well, if you just do everything the cops tell you to when they tell you to, you'll never have any problems. In other words, just listen to your masters and be good little slaves and do what you say. We went past that period a long time ago. Didn't work so great for the fucking Pharaoh. Didn't work so great for, the cotton leaders and stuff like that, right? We've dealt with all that stuff. We realize it's bad. Yeah, it really didn't work so fucking great with Rome.
It's not working for America.
Right, it's not working in the past of any of us, and there's a reason, because it's fucking bullshit. So in other words, just do what your good masters tell you, and you'll be okay, really. Bullshit. And that's exactly what I think the law of resisting arrest is, unless you're being charged with numerous other things, or even one other thing.
Yeah.
One other legitimate charge. What were we on? We were arresting them for aiming firearms at an RCMP officer. Okay, well, you're not exactly allowed to point fucking guns at cops. I understand that. Or trying to diddle kids, or whatever the hell it is. So you're arresting him for that, and he fought back. Okay, well, that's resisting arrest. No problem. What happened? Well, we kicked in his fucking door and went to handcuff him and drag him out. He resisted. What was he being arrested for? Well, we dropped all charges. There was nothing to arrest him for. Then he wasn't resisting arrest. He was fucking acting in self-defense.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn if you have a badge and a gun and everything else. It should be considered self-defense. Now I realize some people would argue that. Well, fuck you. You're stupid too.
In my scenario, I was wondering if you weren't charging me, if they weren't going to charge me, then doesn't that mean that somebody made a false accusation against me? And shouldn't you be going out and getting that guy? Because he wasted your time, and I'm pretty sure there's a word for that. It's, can't remember. When you're making a cop do a frivolous thing for nothing, just wasting their time, there's actually a word for it, a charge for that.
Well, yeah, but unfortunately that means most of them would have to charge each other.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just saying, stupid is, and that's pretty stupid. If the only charge you can get somebody with is resisting arrest, let it go. You dropped the ball. You fucked up.
Yeah.
Let him be. Right? Really. I mean, stupid is stupid, and that's pretty fucking stupid.
That is, yeah.
Another thing that I've seen recently that I find relatively stupid would be sales at stores. Walk in one week, it's a buy one, get one. Okay, so the week before, they're selling pork chops at $7 for this pack of 3 or 4 pork chops. The next week, it's buy one, get one. But each individual pack is only packaged at $14. Really? I mean, I've seen that happen at a local store here. I questioned them on it. I told them that last week I bought this exact product here. It was only 7 something a pack, now they're 14 something a pack when it's buy one, get one. Which is pretty much just still $7 a pack at that point in time because you're getting 2. Next week it goes back on sale and it's still 7 something. How odd that this happens that exact way. So when I questioned them onto it, I was told I was wrong and they walked away instead of answering it. Nope, you're wrong, you're mistaken, it must be wrong. In other words, avoid it, deny it, and get the fuck out of there so you can't be caught for it. Since then I've stopped shopping at that particular supermarket because, well, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
They're blatantly lying to you and, you know, well, it's stupid, I don't like stupid. I'm not saying I haven't done some stupid things in my life. We all do. That can be forgiven. But to blatantly be stupid all the time or to do stupid acts on a regular basis, you shouldn't be catered to in life. Like,
Yeah.
I am not saying let's kill off the stupid people. Let's just not emphasize so many of the warning labels maybe and let, nature take its course.
Yeah, I agree.
They'll thin themselves out in a lot of cases.
I agree, yeah.
Right?
Warning labels, yeah.
Well, I mean, there should be warning labels. I mean, if it's poisonous to be ingested, put a poison symbol onto it.
But I like
You do not need to list
caution,
off
this is
that,
hot,
you
you
know,
can take that off. Caution hot.
Yeah.
You can probably take that off when I order my coffee.
when the stove is in operation and turned on to 400 degrees, do not touch the element. Caution, it may be hot. Of course it is. I turned it on to 400 fucking degrees.
Or anything that says don't use in the tub.
Yeah.
Anything. That
Do not
says,
plug this in and then use it in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Just let them.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I agree.
Let them.
Yeah.
All right, and
Take
in the
your
event,
stereo in there.
and in the event
put
that
it on the
it's
edge
children
of the
or
tub.
something like that, or young ones, their parents should be warning them on this stuff. You know, don't mix electricity and water, you'll get dead.
Yeah.
And if the parents can't really figure this out, then maybe once again the genes shouldn't be passed on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, grandma wants to plug in the hair curler into the, the 110 outlet over here in the wall and then climb into the bathtub with it. What do you think? Only if grandma has a lot of insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, like, listen, I love my grandmother when she was alive, so I'd never wish any ill onto her. But even my grandmother, which actually went through part of her life where they didn't have electricity in a fucking house at all, knew you don't do certain things, and plugging things into an outlet and then stepping into a bathtub or a shower is one of them.
That's right.
You know, you don't step in front of an oncoming train. You don't really want to wrestle around with an oncoming charging fucking bull unless, necessity dictates,
And cruise control does not steer the car for you.
Nope, it doesn't.
It does not.
I thought I could turn on cruise control and it would handle everything. I laid back and took a nap.
Yeah.
Okay, there's certain things that should be mandatory part of testing, and maybe an IQ should be one of them. Because if you're too stupid to know that stuff, then maybe you're just too stupid to drive. And I use the term stupid in general. You could simply be unwise. But the point is, if you do not know these things and can't figure out these things, then maybe you should be treated a little different within society. Here's your sign kind of deal.
It's your sign, yeah.
Alrighty, what else has happened here since the last time we were on the show? Oh, the Pope made an announcement. Now, this new Pope, he's pretty radical. He's pretty cool. He's pretty laid back compared to everybody else. He's much better than the last one was. Well, the last one was an asshole. I don't think this one's much better. That's my opinion. But the Pope considers same-sex marriages or couples being able to adopt a child is the equivalent to child abuse. Well, I don't know about you, Brian, but you know what else is child abuse? The Pope and his bishops and his church hiding all those fucking child diddlers, shipping them around, protecting them, paying for it, etc., instead of charging them all and maybe going to fucking jail for aiding and abetting a criminal. I don't know about you, but if you're a child diddler, you are a fucking criminal. You are the lowest part of society. There's nothing lower, in my opinion. And if you protect child diddlers, well, frankly, you're just as guilty.
They do, yeah.
And they do. It doesn't matter. And you know what? This is just, I just cracked on the Pope here. But it doesn't matter if you're Catholic, you're Protestant, you're fucking Anglican, you're Mormon, it's all the religions, boys and girls, ladies and gents. Doesn't matter if it's Muslim, if it's fucking Christian based, if it's what. They all do it, they all hide it, and frankly, it's all dirty and it's all filthy and it's all wrong. So to the Pope, who thinks same-sex relations, adopting children, you have two options. Turn in all the fucking child diddlers that you have caused and protected or helped do this here, or your organization has, and are still doing it. Take the punishment with them because you've helped know this stuff and protected them and shipped them around and stuff like that. And take responsibility for every single unadopted child out there.
Yeah.
You're going to pay for it all, make sure they get a good education, make sure they get a good home over their head, food in their belly, well taken care of, etc., and be able to make something of themselves. Then great. If not, fuck off.
Really, like, I'm sure those kids don't give a fuck. 2 days.
You know what? 2 dads, 2 moms, mom and dad.
Like,
As long as they're being loved and well taken care of.
exactly.
If your opinion is that it's child abuse in some way, fix the problems in your own fucking closet before you worry about somebody else's.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's another one I think is stupid. Yeah, he may be better on some topics, but when you open his mouth and that crap spewed out of it, he pretty much showed that he's just as much of a bigot as all the rest of them have been, and he's an asshole for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, if you really want to come at me with the Bible says about same-sex marriages, feel free. Put the comments down at the bottom of the page here. Bring your fucking Bible quotes out here and slam them out here. I would love nothing more. I will use your own Bible against you on shit that you do and tear it apart, and I will feel great for doing it. And I guess every single time I do it, you'll find a way to justify it to yourself. But understand, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's my rant on at least that part is stupid.
Yeah.
For the day. Actually, I'm sure there's a lot more for stupid here. Just pick any topic and we'll go with stupid.
So many.
Let's go with schools.
One of my favorite things is to watch those fail compilations on YouTube. Watching people do stupid things and fail at it.
They're going bad.
That's a perfect example of Darwinism.
Buddy tries to run and jump through this fucking frozen pool. And he runs and he jumps up and he slams his ass down on it.
Like,
It bounces.
what were you thinking?
He bounces, rolls across his fucking, Sub-Zero frozen fucking block of ice. You can almost hear the vertebrae cracking in his body. I've gone through that. Trust me, it's not something you want to experience. I didn't go through it for the same reason. Mine was a simple slip and fall in a bad area. But that being said, if you willingly go and do this, take a few more warning labels off. Maybe do society a favor here.
Take out some warning labels.
I mean, really, like, or the ones when they try to jump off the top of a roof and land on one of these here fucking exercise balls.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're not made to receive fucking 200-pound impacts, etc. I'm pretty sure that you have no fucking way to aim your trajectory if you do happen to bounce off it and doesn't break and blow out.
Yeah.
We've already had stupid people do this in the past in the advancement of science, so you're really not actually working science forward here. You're not contributing anything here. You are simply showing that, well, because of our laws and protections, Darwinism hasn't exactly been able to be in effect for
It didn't get to you just yet.
the last few generations, and away it goes here. What else have I seen that were stupid people? Oh, trying to jump from one building to another one.
Yeah.
You know what? Some people can do it.
Some of those I've seen a couple fails on those.
But
retards, like.
Well, you jump from one building to another, fail, fall down, bounce off someone's fucking food vending machine, and then attempt to do what? Sue the fucking food vending machine company for having a vending machine there? How the hell are they supposed to foresee the fact that you're going to be dumb enough to jump off a perfectly good building without a perfectly good reason and fall on their machine? I mean, come on now. At that point in time, instead of maybe looking into all the facts to see if maybe the machine shouldn't have been there or should have been a different kind or come with warning labels that you shouldn't jump on me from 3-story buildings, maybe they should simply be trying to slap a sticker on you and give you a nice brand new jacket, the kind that maybe makes you hug yourself for a little bit, take you to the round room and tell you to find a corner for a little while.
I remember these other ones too that I thought was crazy. It was they just like to go on really, 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 really high places and take pictures of themselves.
Yep.
Or hang the other guy down just by holding on to him. Like, it's like, what the hell are you guys thinking?
Now, these are thrill seekers and stuff like that.
Stupidest thing ever.
And I think it's stupid myself. I mean, there's a reason why we have the requirements of law for safety net and safety harnesses and I don't really understand what's the point if you're 72 stories up having to wear a hard hat, because if you fall off, a hard hat will not help you when you go splat. But I'm sure there's reasoning for it. But in the end, it's not so much they're stupid for doing it. How much sympathy as a society can we give someone? Well, they were young, they didn't realize. How could you not realize that falling from 60 fucking stories is going to end your life in a non-pleasant way?
Right, and then I'm not going to feel bad for you when it happens.
Like, the only thing I really have to hope for is the fact that you didn't pass on your genes first.
Yeah.
Or if you did, the next generation learns quickly, like, don't do that because dad did it, and well, we've seen what fucking good did for him, so let's not do stupid stuff like that. Maybe as a learning experience for the future, but, I mean, really, how much responsibility can it be? Like, can it fall on society? I feel bad. Well, you know what? I feel bad someone did something really stupid, and they paid the ultimate price for it, but in the end, they did something really stupid.
I only feel so bad.
Yeah, it's only so bad you can feel for stuff like that.
There's actually a scenario of that in town here, but I'm not going to mention it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about it, but
No.
I don't want to hear about
just
it.
Somebody did something real stupid. Younger, did something stupid in a car, paid that price. But I don't really want to talk about it too much because it is local.
Yeah, gotcha. In the end, stupid is stupid, and maybe the fact that we should spend a little less time feeling bad for people who've done stupid things like that, and start really emphasizing on the fact that, you know, parents should be teaching people not to do stupid things.
Responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility, that's the way to put it, in ignorance.
Yeah.
We can counter ignorance. There's no reason this day and age we should have the level of ignorance we have within our society.
Willful ignorance.
Most generations have a cause. Ours, I guess, is just kind of bouncing around hoping to find a cause.
It's that damn idiot box, man. TV. It's the worst.
Yeah, there's no way to entertain yourself anymore. I'm entitled to be entertained by somebody else, so
Oh, God.
when that doesn't happen anymore, I'll go find
And then
entertainment
your
in the
values
stupidest ways.
become their values. Like, your values just switch out for whatever that TV tells you. Over time, you watch that thing long enough, I think it does, man. It just makes you complacent.
Yeah, but that's pretty wanted in society nowadays.
That's what I mean. That's kind of my point. I think we've been led down this path.
Well,
Sheep that just sit in chairs.
that's just a bad way to put it.
Bad way to put it.
Alrighty. But that is true, though. Stupid is as stupid does, I guess, and, well, frankly, our society is full of it. I've listed off a few of them here. Feel free in the comments below and stuff like that to let us know some of the stupid shit that you see or really dislike or hate. Rest assured that if you come back with, well, this show is stupid, and you want to throw that out there, go right ahead, but I'll come back at you with something. I got no problem with that at all.
Let her rip.
Let her have at her. Just be prepared to be, you know, grown up enough to take it when it comes back at you, because it will. On the other hand, if you have points you want to bring up or stupid things you've seen or want us to look into, put her down there. If you have other topics you want brought up or discussed, or you think that affects the common people and how it should be looked into, feel free to mention it. We may or may not get to it in one of the upcoming shows. We may get to it right away. There happens to be something that catches our interest onto it. But anyway, until then, my brain's starting to hurt from thinking of all the stupid, and there's been a pretty fair amount of it.
Yeah.
And we're going to sign off here. So, Wayne.
Brian.
And this is Common Man's Corner.